We're looking at the sentencing of Nicholas Prosper from March 19th, 2025. So Prosper was 19 years old at the time of the sentencing, and he was convicted of murdering his mother, Juliana Falcon, who was 48, his brother, Kyle Prosper, who was 16, and his younger sister, Giselle Prosper, just 13. September 13th, 2024.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. So the day before, on the 12th, is when Prosper got his hands on a shotgun.
Illegally, right?
Illegally, yeah. He bought it online.
For 650 pounds.
Yeah, 650 pounds from some online seller, and he used a fake shotgun certificate. And then we get into his initial plan.
Which was to murder his whole family in their sleep.
Yeah, his mom, his brother, his sister.
But it gets worse, right?
Oh, it gets so much worse.
This was just the first step.
It's terrifying how calculated it was.
So what was the next part of this plan?
His next target was St. Joseph's Catholic Primary School.
The school they all attended.
He wanted to carry out a mass shooting during morning assembly.
Wow.
He aimed to kill at least 30 children.
And 2 teachers.
2 teachers. Yeah, can you imagine he wanted to outdo Sandy Hook?
That's what he said in his notes.
It's like he was driven by this sick need to be infamous. So his mom, Juliana, she woke up because he fired a test shot into a teddy bear in his room.
A test shot?
Yeah, around 5 in the morning. It's crazy to think that's how it started.
And she confronted him.
Yeah, and there was a struggle.
A violent struggle.
A really bad one. He shot her in the head, but the reports also say she had slash injuries and defensive wounds.
Meaning she fought back?
She fought back hard. Yeah, it's so sad to think about, but she really tried to stop him. After that, he killed his younger sister, Giselle.
Just a single gunshot to the face.
They found her under the dining table.
Hiding.
Imagine the terror she must have felt.
Horrible. And then Kyle, his brother.
The report said he was shot twice, once in the chest, once in the head, and stabbed over 100 times.
Over 100 times.
All this commotion, the gunshots, the yelling, the struggle, the neighbor, they heard it.
And they started calling the police around 5:30.
And just a few minutes later, Prosper took off.
Ran from the flat.
CCTV footage showed him leaving, wearing a hoodie and carrying a bag.
With the shotgun and ammo?
Right. He was on the run for over 2 hours.
And during that time, he changed his plan.
The school was no longer the target.
Probably because of the increased police presence.
Right. He hid the shotgun in some bushes.
And then what did he do?
Well, this is the weird part. At 7:55, he flagged down a patrol car.
What?
Yeah, on Birmingham Road, and they arrested him. They found a kitchen knife on him.
So he basically turned himself in.
It's bizarre, right?
But there's one more piece to this puzzle.
Oh yeah, the Facebook video.
At 6:22 a.m.
He posted a video calling his clothes his shooting uniform.
And referencing The Walking Dead.
Like he was some kind of character?
Right. But the prosecution made it clear that this wasn't just some copycat thing inspired by a TV show.
Yeah, he'd planned this for months.
It was premeditated and calculated. He also spent weeks observing St. Joseph's School.
Figuring out their routines, security measures.
All with the goal of causing maximum carnage.
And he wrote it all down, didn't he?
He kept a typed note and some handwritten plans.
Yeah, what did those documents reveal?
They were chilling to read. He talked about unleashing disaster on Luton.
And becoming notorious.
He even detailed how he would carry out the attack.
Shooting through a glass door during assembly.
Targeting the youngest children.
It's just sickening to think about.
It's truly horrifying. He mentioned wanting to cannibalize his family, commit other violent acts before going to the school.
So Prosper, he pleaded guilty in February 2025.
To 3 counts of murder and some firearms offenses.
And he was sentenced a month later with a minimum term of 49 years. And later, he told a prison staff member that he wished he'd killed more people.
Like he regretted not causing more suffering. The reports also mention that Prosper has autism spectrum disorder.
How did the court address that?
The judge acknowledged it, but she ruled that it didn't impair his understanding of his actions.
And Prosper's father, Raymond, he also gave a statement.
A heartbreaking one.
He talked about the immeasurable loss of his family.
With the 49-year minimum term, taking into account time served, he'd be eligible for parole at 67.
How easy is it to get hold of weapons? What kind of support systems do we have in place? Hope that we can learn from the darkness and find a way to light the path forward. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Of course, always a privilege to be here.
Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.